Hello everyone and welcome back. We are Diamond. Made it. Yeah, I know on stream we got to like Platinum 1.4 or 1.2 just on stream. Couldn't do it. It took literally an entire day of grinding to go from Platinum 4 Platinum 1.4 to Diamond 4. It was mental. I faced like 6 mono red decks. It was kind of crazy. So yeah, interesting occurrences. But we're back. We're gonna stick with Sultai. I think it's pretty well positioned, and I know it really well, so I'm gonna stay with it. I know what I'm doing with it. For the most part. So yeah, that's the deck as stands. Oh, let me properly show this off. And in our mana base, we've got 1 Memorial to Folly, if you can't see that there, because my face is in the way. Anyway, we can't get knocked down, so there's literally no risk of playing, which is handy because I feel awful. I feel absolutely awful. Spent all of yesterday and all of this morning building basically a big wooden box for the wife. So, yeah, I ache quite a lot. That's unfortunately a mulligan. It was close, though. I think we'll keep that, and we'll bottom that. I think, obviously, the deck has way better 5s. But I'm only sort of willing to, I mean, we're up against control, and so we died. I'm only willing to go down to those 5s if the 6 just isn't playable. And this kind of works, so we will... we'll just play it out, and we'll hope that we hit some decent cards off the top of the deck. Okay, that's interesting. Now this is kind of amusing. I do want a hostage taker here, but obviously I'm going to have to take my Wildgrowth Walker hostage. But, you know, at least it just means it's just going to sit there. Right then. I think I'm relatively happy to go Wildgrowth, Merfolk, Branchwalker here, and just present a decent battlefield as opposed to slamming down this Vivian Reed. We might be able to get them to tap out next turn, and then we can get Vivian Reed in there, which would be nice. And yeah, we'll leave that on top. It's just something to do with our mana at this point. Wildgrowth triggers. Catacomb. Yeah, that was fairly obvious. That was the upside of playing Vivian Reed. Obviously, if they'd countered the Vivian Reed, they would have been able to Chemist as Insight. But we kind of just want this Vivian Reed to resolve. And that was sort of what we expected to happen. Obviously, I'm not expecting her to live past a single turn, but if we can get some value out of her, well, not exactly the value I was looking for, but this is going to be a long, hard game to win. Not even convinced we can win it at this point. Oh, Vivian survived. Bit confused. The Krasis is a really good pickup here, and I think it's just we slam it because we don't want them to Thought Erasure us. And obviously if they counter it, it's still done something. Okay, interesting. They must really be digging for a Vivian, a Vraska's Contempt to take care of my Vivian raid. I mean, don't blame them. And here it is holding up the counter mana as well. Yep, cool. As I say, we didn't actually expect her to last very long. Yeah, okay. And I'm assuming this is going to get counted. Oh, okay, good. That's interesting. Yeah, graveyard with you. Library with you. Just keep presenting threats and keep hoping that they don't have it, I suppose. Yeah. That's a minor annoyance, but I'd rather hold up this Assassin's Trophy to deal with... yeah, sure. To deal with a Teferi, I was going to say, but if they've got a Teferi, that Assassin's Trophy is going away. Europe. Still, makes me feel good about playing that Hydroid Crisis, even when we could have gotten maybe a little bit of extra value out of it. Let's play another J-Light Ranger, shall we? Okay, there's the Absorb. Well, let's play a Branch Walker, shall we? Okay, we're looking for the top of our library to be really good to us here. That's not what we really wanted to see. But I'm going to hold it and maybe they try and Thought Erasure us or something. Dag nabbit. I was like, ooh, they haven't found a Teferi. They haven't got like a card advantage engine online. Double Chemist's Insight. Yeah. Back up to 6 cards in hand. We ain't winning this one. The fact that we played nothing for the first 4 turns of the game, first 3 turns of the game, didn't help. Or basically nothing. Played Wild Growth Walker, didn't we? Okay, well, they've got the Absorb. If they cast it here, I think we're conceding. Cool. Well, this gets a little bit better for us post-board. We get to take out... Oh, can I have it back in... Yes, that format. I prefer that format. We get to take out things like Wild Growth Walker that aren't really doing anything. Fine Finality is very medium, as is the extra Vraska's Contempt, and Hostage Taker is obviously just not good. Eldest Reborn do want Harpooner, do want Brontodon. Yeah, I think that's about where we want to be. I mean, maybe we could take out another Fine Finality for another Crawl Harpooner. That seems fine. Yeah, that seems fine. Conflicts. The climb goes okay. Bag them into Diamond, so can't moan too much. Being Diamond inside of only a week, it's not too bad. But yeah, it's a tough road. It really is at the moment. Yeah, we'll keep that. That seems decent. We were blasting through Platinum until like yesterday, when I needed to win 1 match and it took me the whole day to do it, basically. I want to get the Harpooner on the board, but I also just want to duress them. think I want to duress them right now. Okay, we got Erasure, Contempt, Kaya's Wrath. Tilt. We can't beat this hand. I don't think any of our hands would ever beat this hand. I think we have to take a Thought Erasure there. Amusingly, they might take the negate here. Oh, yeah, that... Oh, yeah, they did take the negate. It means that I can't just hold it up next turn. Love it. Love it. That draw was really quite good. We're just going to pass the turn here. Yeah, that tumble is so painful. I was there. I was right on top of it. And then I lost like 6 games in a row. And I'm not anymore. Obviously, this is somewhat annoying because they're just going to get to play out. And we've missed land drops here. But okay, I think it's time. Because obviously, now they'd have to Thought Erasure my Vivian Reed, which leaves me with Carnage Tyrant, which they have to Kaya's Wrath, and I've got an Assassin's Trophy to deal with their Hostage Taker. So I'm kind of hoping that we just draw a land here, but can't keep that. I need a land. Yeah, I think we're stuffed this game, basically. Yeah, cool. Let's get on with it, shall we? Not that it super matters. We're right at the bottom of Platinum 4, so losing here costs us literally nothing. But no, that tumble from the top of it to the bottom is so painful. That was basically how I felt doing the mythic. What do you mean Diamond 4? Did I say Diamond 1 or something? I don't even know. Yeah, that was definitely how I felt when I was in Mythic last weekend. Plat 4. Okay, whatever. Keep. That's a reasonable hand. Please don't kill my Incubation Druid. Ah, smeg. Oh, okay. Well, we drew out of it at least. Whatever, Simeon. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. Right. Incubation Druid. Hey, you, Sim. Haven't spoken to you since Tuesday. Yeah, obvious shock is obvious. Get the Scorpion, get the Scorpion, get the Scorpion, get the Scorpion. Chainwaller? Oh, nothing. Sure, if they want to try and play a control game, I'm happy to play a control deck. Cranking through gold, yeah. How's it going? Like, do you feel like you're making progress? And are you still on the tokens list at the moment? Wow, that's a really nice draw there. This is going to sound insane, but I'm going to shock for this so that I've got Contempt up. 65% win rate is, yeah, decent. I mean, I still like this deck, the Gruul deck. I want them to play a threat that I can Contempt. That definitely counts. I was actually expecting a dragon here because I was kind of expecting that if they had the Phoenix, they would have played it last turn, but they should have no way of saving this, I believe. Yeah, cool. With only 1 mana available. I feel like that Contempt was really telegraphed. Oh, that's an unfortunate thing, but I suppose we do have multiple Hydro Crises in hand, so... And we're going to get aggro here. We're going to get aggro. Not too worried about something like... oh, Chainy Boy. I was going to say the Spellbreaker into Collision, or Colossus rather, line that they could have had. Lostage Taker. Lostage Taker. Well, they haven't killed my J-Light Ranger. Lostage Taker. But we could just make a 4/4 Hydro Crisis, and I feel like that's probably the best use of our time. Whabam! No attacks. Carney T, good pickup against this deck. That's certainly how I felt playing Selesnya. Tokens, Sim. I'm going to protect my Vivian's toughness thingy a little bit. Loyalty. Loyalty is the word I was looking for. Well, I've kind of already got a Crisis in hand. I actually just want to land here. I think the best line is Carnage Tyrant and Lana Elves here. Oh, the blue-green like tempo thing. Yeah, that looks really good. Oh. Oh, you're gonna hate me. You opponent are going to hate me. Yeah, okay. Well, I was going to Vivian Reed, tick down, kill it, steal their Goblin Chain Whirler, play their Goblin Chain. That was going to be really fun. Okay then. So obviously the cast downs come in, and what even comes out against this deck? It all seems really good. Like Assassin's Trophy, maybe not fantastic, but they do have access to a lot of Planeswalkers. I've seen them play everything from Domri and Vivian to Khan. So having extra Assassin's Trophy seems not terrible. And does Ritual of Soot come in? Well, a ton of their power stuff is above 4 rather, or 4 and above. But there's a lot of their deck that's just 3 and below. To be fair, there's a lot of our deck that's 3 and below, so maybe not worth it. I don't actually know if Carnage Tyrant is particularly good here. That's kind of my problem. Actually, no. You know why I should definitely keep that Assassin's Trophy in? We need as much instant speed interaction as we can lay our frickin' hand on. No, I think I like this lineup. We're going to go with this. Yeah, no, I'm very interested. Did he post a list for both the main deck and the sideboard? I believe he did, didn't he? Good hand. Keep a hand. Sweet. I might take a quick look at that actually, because that does look very interesting to me. No shock. Dece. No lava coil one time. One time. No lava coil. Cheney boy. Ah. I said one time. No blocks. Seems mean. Yeah, we'll leave that on top. That seems decent. Send. Okay, Phoenix is annoying, but not the worst in the world. Could maybe tap correctly for this? Jeez, come on, game. Here's a Jade Light. It's real big now, that Wild Growth Walker. And that can stay right there. Oh, wow. This is... Yep, they've turned this into something else. This is a different sort of game now. We can Vivian Reed tick up. That's going to save us 8 life here as she bites it. What we kind of need is another way of taking down these phoenixes. Okay, that's interesting. We could just take a Wild Growth Walker and basically just race them. Yeah, I'm up for that game. Let's see if we can win a race. Spellbreaker, make it a 4/4. Of course. Yep. Vivian Reed did what she was gonna do there. Oh wow, this is a heck of a turn. Again, could we maybe tap correctly, game? And that'll do. That'll do. We're at 30 and you're at 10. What you got for me, opponent? I'm guessing what they've got is Chain Whirler with status combo and they just need the green source. Okay then. Interesting. Holding back these Rekindling Phoenixes is certainly a line. Ugh. You deal with it. Maths is for blockers. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, makes sense. Lightning Strike on that one. Okay. So, I think we finality here. Nah, that find has got to be just as good as a... Oh, thank you very much for the deck, Simeon. Yeah. That finder's got to be just as good as trying to finality kill one of their Rekindling Phoenixes. As I say, I'm pretty certain that what they need here is a proper green source. And that's what's stopping them. Coil on the Krasis, yes. Annoying. Right then, well, seeing as we've got a spare one, let's just find... Can we again? Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. No, not that one. That one. Let's just grab 2 Jadelight Rangers, shall we? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean about that, Simeon. I'm sort of saving for war spoilers now. For war packs. Does that actually help? No, not really. Yeah, that's actually better. Yeah, Vivian's pretty good as well. So, we can actually attack with both of these. No, they just eat the 3-2 with the Spellbreaker and chump with the Rekindling Phoenix. No attacks this turn. Okay. Fade them one more turn. No real green source. Sweet. Right then, I believe we've got this. So we take away one of their blockers. We swing with these 4. They can block 3 of them. This one, this one, this one. Or... No, they have to block the biggest ones. That one gets through. And a Lanarelf. Perfect. So yeah, they block my 3 biggest things. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, cool. Got them. That's what we wanted. Just some random mid-range decks that we can style on. Wow, that is a lot of wildcards to have picked up. Yeah. That drafting's doing you well. Well, that's unfortunate. It sort of has some plays, but it's not very good. Okay. This is either a mirror or it's Wilderness Reclamation. It's Wilderness Reclamation. We have already lost. It's a Team version. No, that's not what we need. Okay, them binning Shivan Fires kind of tells me that they've got it. Yeah, cool. This deck is dumb. This deck is so ridiculously dumb. Yes, that's how we want to sideboard here. Wow, I figured you would have had all of that, Simeon, considering your penchant for green. Yeah, we'll keep it. It plays at least. Oh, okay, that's something. Punch you for one, because why not? Outside of tokens, yeah. Yeah, I get ya. I get ya. Oh, everything aches. Oh, God, everything aches. Uh-huh, uh-huh. We're going to make a 2-2 Crisis here. Because next turn I'm going to want to leave up Assassin's Trophy. Like, they can't, because they opted and then played a land afterwards, which suggests they're kind of a little bit light on land, perhaps. Yeah, they couldn't growth spiral into the stupid Wilderness Reclamation. Oh, search for Escanter. Okay, well, that's a land now. You may have a land. I should have attacked first. That was dim. If they get a mountain, that's going to be annoying. But these decks mostly don't play a basic mountain, as far as I remember. And again, we're leaving up the Assassin's Trophy for the Wilderness Reclamations. Ow. And they're like, why shock? And I'm like, because trophy. Don't have it? Screw you! I fucking hate this deck so much. No, I should have attacked first. I don't think I care. We've lost. Like, this deck just walks all over us. But I don't have the bits for Esper control, so... Uh-huh. Block here. Aren't they still dead unless they've got something here? Sweet. Ha! Stupid Wilderness Reclamation. Got him. Got him. Yeah, let's run it back. Let's run it back. No, there's no... Oh, no. Yeah, all right. Oh, yes. There's some obvious issues, but I think it's worth it. I'm going to take that negate. Question is, what are we naming? Is it Wilderness Reclamation or is it Nexus of Fate? I think it's just Wilderness Reclamation, to be perfectly honest. They might expansion us back, actually. Oh, no. Your opponent has one unknown card in hand. It is the exact perfect card that they need to beat you. Because, of course, it is. I should have played the Memorial there. Cool. Whatever. Let's move on with our live, shall we, folks? Let's play some, you know, real Magic as opposed to this nonsense. Oh, cool. I mean, this very much feels like exactly what I was fighting at the end of last month in Mythic. It's like, occasionally you'll get a mid-range deck, but most of the time it'll be against Control or Wilderness Reclamation. And it's like, okay then, how do I beat those two decks? It's like, you can't! Ha! Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, that's a reasonable hand. It's not a great hand, but I think it's a reasonable hand. Branch Walker basically makes it playable. We're looking for lands here. Three Nullhide Ferox. Yeah, their Gruul decks don't beat that. They can obviously go for just like chumping forever with Rekindling Phoenix or something. This is Grixis Control. This is going to be interesting. Oh, I do want you, but I think I want lands more. Yeah, I assumed that they couldn't fort Erasure because of the way their mana worked out, because their mana in this deck is actually kind of not great. Yep. Vivian Reed seems like a decent take there. And we're going for Jadelight here over Incubation Druid. They've got so much removal. Graveyard, thank you. Land? Sweet. They've got so much removal that if you consider Jadelight is very likely to... Oh, screw you. Took a Contempt. Bind and is it? Well, I just drew an Assassin's Trophy, so... Haha! I've still got removal in hand. Opponent is missing the land drops. Let's see what they do here. Yep, didn't think so. Yeah, sure. Here's lethal again. We kind of need lands. Wow. I was going to say, you know that I've got a hostage taker in hand. Right then, Eldest Reborn. Negate, duress. This is an annoyingly mid-rangey kind of deck, though. So while we're taking out the Wild Growth Walkers, we're probably not taking out as much of our removal as we normally would do. I mean, all of their stuff is flyers, so we could bring in the Crawl Harpooners as well. Not actually against that. Fine Finality's it's fine, but it's also pretty awkward a lot of the time. Ugh. Oh, conflict. This just seems disgusting. What are you doing? I need to throw that list into here and see what I'm missing. I imagine it'll be quite a lot, to be fair. It's freaking horrible. For some reason, I just had you channeling Father Jack from Father Dead there. Feck, drink. Yeah, let's just get rid of the other find. I don't think we want the Crawl Harpooners, but I could be wrong. I could be very, very wrong. Could be very, very wrong. Actually, let's ping out these hostage takers and add in these harpooners. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Well, I mean, you're a sub man, so if you want to fight, I'm happy to fight. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep grinding the ladder. That is a fine hand. We keep that hand. Turn 1, Lanarels. Turn 2, Branch Walker and Duress. Seems decent. Obviously, if they thought Erasure away my Hydro Crisis, that's annoying. Again, game. I'd like you to tap that one, please. Thank you. Ooh. Ah. Huh? I'm going to take the Thought Erasure. Land? Land. And they missed their third land drop, so we're probably doing all right here. Graveyard. I actually have a ton of ways in hand already of dealing with the nickel boluses. So I'm not actually too worried about that, but I do want another land. So, and then Dragon's Horde. Okay, cool. But, could I interest you in a Vivian Reed tick down, kill your stupid Dragon's Horde? You float that blue. You send that message. Not in the mood for it, Sim. Too much magic this week. Too much magic this week. Nikki B. We're gonna bin the Jade Light, I think. Yeah, we're gonna bin the Jade Light. It's the least of the cards in our hand. And we're gonna pick up a Jade Light because it's not the worst card in the world. I mean, we could pick up a Llanowar Elves here. But that just leaves us really rough to a Ritual of Soot. Speaking of... that Nicol Bolas, that can go away now. Put you to 3. So, the story of this game. Game 1, opponent got stuck on 3 lands and thought erased us twice, but was still stuck on 3 lands and died. This game, they were stuck on 2 lands for a bit. Yeah, I was going to say, are you really beating an Eldest Reborn about to tick off and steal probably one of your things? Because a Nicol Bolas entering the battlefield for free and making you discard is just funny. What card did we get? Urgoros. The empty one. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be, but I kind of hoped that this was going to be good. But, like, a 4-3 for 6 is never going to be, pardon me, good in standard. Let's open our packs, though. Packs. Growth Spiral. I think I've already got the full 4 of them. I would be surprised if I don't already have the full 4 of them. Surprised I don't already have the full 4 Thrash Fret. Actually, how am I doing on progression? My Arena, progress. Collection. So Ravnica Allegiance, I've got 88% of all cards available. And I imagine the ones that I'm missing are heavily in the rares and mythics. Mostly in the mythics, I'd probably say. I could also make any commons and uncommons. I'm possibly going to do the thing that Hoogland was talking about at the start of this season, which was I've got so many common and uncommon wildcards, I'm just going to make the set. The whole set's commons and uncommons, a play set of all of them, and then before I open packs, and then every time I open packs, I'm just adding to my vault progress, and then you're turning your commons and uncommons way more directly, like in an actual fashion, into rares and mythics. So I can totally see that. I also need to buy this because that seems like a decent deal, actually. Right, let's go again. We've been a bit uppy-downy today. Oh, no, hold on. Let's get out of that. I wanted to look at that list. Export to Magic Arena. Import. Yep, I don't have it. There it is. Blue-green user. Right, what am I missing? 4 Steel Leafs, 2 Null Hides, 2 Golter, a Hinterland Harbour. I am sure I have Naturalizes. Spelled with a Z. Oh yeah, I have different art Naturalizes. So I'm missing 7 rares and 2 mythics. Huh. Interesting. More messages below. The Mardu list. Dex. Which one? So I actually built a bunch of Mardu aggro lists. XJ. Stanley. X J Stanley X. That makes more sense. There we go. Read the names, Jack. And it's basically just like a hero of... Sorry, that was the button I meant to click. There we go. It's a hero of Precinct 1 aggro list based around Hero, Judith, Heroic Reinforcements. You get to do some dumb things with the deck, but it's not very good, because most of the time you don't do those dumb things and you fall flat on your face, and as soon as anyone interacts with you in any way, shape or form, you are dead. If the field was just Wilderness Reclamation decks, I'd be on this all of the time, because it would kill them before they got to kill me a lot of the time. Oh no, I've got the bits for it in paper. I bought all the bits for this in paper at the start of the season, because I thought Hero, Judith, and Tajik and Priest of the Forgotten Gods was going to be an insane set of cards. So I bought it all and ran with it. And it was fun. Like, it's super fun. But it does have a lot of those really... I'm sure you'll agree, those really weird draws where you draw just, like, the wrong set of cards. And there's nothing you can do about that. And we fiddled with trying to fix it. You can see, like, I had, like, 3 or 4 versions, as well as the original one that was very heavily focused on Priest of the Forgotten Gods, which, again, I wish it was better than it turned out to be, because it looked brilliant. And that's a no-lander. We mulligan that. And that's a reasonable hand. We'll keep that. But yeah, no, I like it. It's certainly got some interesting matchups, like some advantage matchups. No, we're gonna bottom you. We need some action. It's fine. Yeah, like it needs something. Maybe we're gonna get it in the next set. Like maybe a mass is what it needed. It just needed like this repeatable source of crap creatures that you don't care about. Basically. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That would be my position on it as well. Oh, hello. You're an excellent pickup. I should have played the Overgrown Tomb first, but that's me failing to be a sensible Magic player. You could stay right there, Carney T. You are one of the ways we win this game. Thank you all very much for hanging out with us today. Obviously, if you want to see any of the VODs, check out the YouTube below. And if you're enjoying the content, hit that follow button. Or if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Just got to remember to get those in. Yeah, the other white-black, not aristocrat, blood artist type effect is possibly what we need. So we've got 4 mana this turn. Yeah, not quite enough. I was like, could we go for like a hostage take, steal a thing? But you know what? You can stay there as well. And the reason that I decided to decline the attack there was in case they're playing some sort of edict effect main board. It's unlikely, but it's worth considering. Okay, no blue mana from my opponent. I wonder if they're just holding it in hand. Looks like maybe not. Like if they had it, I would have been very tempted to keep that on top. For the same reason that I'm going to play my hostage taker now. Oh, I mean, as soon as Cry of the Carnarium starts seeing any sort of play, your deck just doesn't work anymore. And unfortunately, a lot of the Esper decks have started 2 and 3, Cry and what do you call it? Cry and Kaya's Wrath, and yeah, it just ends the day. We die very hard to that card. with the Mardu deck. Yeah, okay, this is sweet. We've now got enough creatures that even if they do have an edict effect, don't care. But what I wanted was to clear out some of the chaff so that I'm not just throwing my Carnage Tyrants into a wall of creatures. Yeah, again, I would have been tempted by it, but I think it is right that my opponent bins it there. Attack with Lostage Take Care. I've been loving Sultai this season. I had to stop playing it for like a month because obviously Mono Blue got huge and Mono Blue shreks us so hard. We die real bad to that deck. But like it's still just generally quite good. And we're picking some really sweet stuff up. Okay, I think we're gonna tap Vivian Reed. Yeah, like Vivian's Arc Bow looks really good. The new Vivian herself, she might not be quite good enough, but she's really interesting for this deck. 401. Some games go really long. Like, I am not surprised that you got a draw. I don't know, obviously, maybe it was an intentional one. Just like the last one of the night. But some games go really long. We've had attack for lethal? Vrasta's Contempt on a Lana Ralph? No, they've had enough. They've had enough. Yeah, we're picking up some really interesting stuff next season. And as I say, so Vivian, the new Vivian, might actually be really interesting. Oh, you and your mate were undefeated. Yeah, like, totally get that. Okay, we're back in the wrong mode here. Reborn. Couple of cast downs, annoyingly. And then a Ritual of Soot for all 4 Wildgrowth Walkers. The Ritual of Soot is sort of a hedge, because if they get out a Carnage Tyrant, you want the Carnage Tyrant to be the only target. And sometimes you have to go, like, sweep Eldest. Like, sweep, hope they don't play another creature next turn, Eldest Reborn. But it's really not good. It's not what I want to be doing with my time. But sometimes your opponents just get ahead of you. Oh, yeah. Like, those... I really hate Wilderness Reclamation, but sometimes you're like, oh, if you just played Wilderness Reclamation and Nexus of Fate, this game would have been over. Like, you would have murdered me and it would have been fast. But yeah, when they're just like, sweep the board, kill all your stuff, and you're like, yeah, but I will rebuild and I can kill all your stuff, and you have less stuff. Right then, let's see if we can win this mirror again. I love this mirror, I really do. Yeah, let's keep. Opponent off to a nice quick start there. I have to open on these Drowned Catacombs. At the moment, they are only ever coming in tapped. Ooh, got that sweet tech of the Detection Tower still in their deck. It's really tricky to justify that these days, in my mind. It's just, oh wow, okay, that's unfortunate. Well, we're gonna play a Forest and then pass the turn. When we were Golgari, they absolutely should have been one of those in your deck, because that was, the Carnage Tyrant was so important in the mirror. With 3 colors now, this is going to affect you. Like, my opponent is not on double black at the moment. And yeah, they have managed to get the double green, but that could still be hurting them somewhat. You might have to end up running less Contempts. And obviously, when the game turns into a battle about Vivian Reed, you want as many Contempts as you can lay your hands on. I mean, feel free to cast down my 2-1 Jadelight Ranger. Oh, I need to discard. I think we're going to discard this Drowned Catacomb, actually, because it's still coming in tapped. Awkward. I will snap this block off. Yeah, there we go. Do not test me, opponent. Looks very much like they don't have the Vivian Reed. Okay, so my thinking here is what I really want to do is be able to go like Woodland Cemetery, hold up the Vraska's Contempt in case they've got the block conflict. I will snap the block off. Nothing else. Some games go like that. Sometimes they just don't have it, and it's super annoying because there's no way to plan for those games. You're not doing anything. It's just your opponent isn't winning. So yeah, I want to play the Woodland Cemetery because I want to hold up the Contempt in case they've got the Vivian Reed here. But I want to be able to go Vivian Reed next turn, Carnage Tyrant the turn after. I think it's the Woodland Cemetery. We can Vivian Reed for a land if needs be. Ugh. But they didn't go for a Vivian Reed last turn, so maybe they just don't have it. And if they go for a Hydroid Crisis, I'm probably pretty happy to just tick down on the Vivian Reed and kill it. Okay, they're still not going for it. Okay. This looks a lot like they've got the Contempt for my Vivian Reed, which I'm fine with because there's a Carnage Tyrant and a Vraska's Contempt in my and a Hydroid Crisis in my hand. Yeah, sure. That was a good pickup as well. That was a very nice pickup. Means that we can do our thing of like Vivian, Carnage, Hydroid, and we were holding up Contempt last turn. Yes. I'll go and get another forest. See, this is silly from our opponents here, like realistically. Ooh, that's actually super tempting to just take the Llanowar Elves right now and punish my opponent for that misplay. I don't hate that. We've got a Hydroid Crisis in hand. And this opponent, this is where your timings need to be better. Yeah, let's get him there for 2. Yeah, like, just let me make my choices and then go to the end step and then kill my Vivian Reed. You're taking information away from me and you're taking the land usage away from me in my turn as well. Yeah, so always do the removal spells. If you can afford to, do the removal spells at the end of the turn. I'm expecting a giant Hydroid Crisis here, which is actually going to be a little bit annoying to deal with. But at least it's an odd number Hydroid Crisis. Oh, finality, you say? Really? Alright. Well, now I've got 2 Hydroid Crisis. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Obviously, we couldn't get an extra card draw out of playing an untapped land there, so there was no point in playing an untapped land, so we might as well just play the tapped land that gets a creature back. Also, I didn't want to play the Carney T there into what could have very easily been Edict effect. Like, an Eldritch Reborn there would have been so bad. Do I have to Contempt this stupid bloody Hostage Taker? So, what I could actually do Is Finality this board away? Like, opponent's got one card left. The chances of them getting out of this is minimal. As much as I want to double find, I've got 2 Hydro Craces in hand. I'm just going to Finality this. It's a shame that we don't have 1 extra mana source here to be able to Jade Light at the same time, but you don't always get what you want, you know? I desperately need to hold that Contempt in case they just slam a Vivian Reed. Fine's good, but I've got double Krasis and Carnage Tyrant in hand. Like, I've got the best cards. And we're actually going to go Jade Light. Oh, I shouldn't have played the land first. That was dim of me. Jade Light, Carnage Tyrant. Obviously, they've got answers to this Carnage Tyrant because they've got the tower. Because they'll have Edict effects, most likely. Ooh, yeah, you can stay right there. I need more answers to random nonsense, including that tower. Yeah, I don't think they get... Like, it's minimal things now. Okay, they've got the Contempt. That's what they've got. Or another Assassin's Trophy, possibly. I mean, if it's Assassin's Trophy, that's really good, because I've actually got all of my basics out here. Yep, Contempt. Okay, cool. Yeah, sweet. Okay, and they found a land. And here I'm really happy to just tap out on Hydro Craces, as much as obviously holding up Assassin's Trophy or Contempt for Vivian Reed would be lovely. I don't think it matters. They'll get 1 card out of it. I'd rather have the extra card off of Crasis than holding up the trophy. Oh, no, they'll always get 1 card out of it anyway, so there's no point holding up the trophy. Cool, I can play this. Untapped. Counting is hard. Hold on, let me put that back. Oh yeah, 8. X is 8. I love these stupidly big Hydroid Crasises. Like, look at this. I have a hand of 7 cards. 1 of them are Crasis, 2 of them answers to whatever they do, and my opponent has nothing. They have a Branch Walker in hand and a Branch Walker on top. Like, these games can get really badly out of hand. And it could have gone completely the opposite way. Like, my opponent has a couple more points of interaction. They just trounce me. There's no point playing out the second Crasis here because I've got a very full hand. I would rather just play out a couple of these medium creatures. Stops them having an answer to everything. You know, they go, I got to cast down, kill your thing. It's like, okay, well, I've got all of these other creatures going on here. I wish we'd tapped some black mana for that, actually. That would have been real nice. Yeah, sure, why not? Like, just leave more answers on top. I like it. I like it, Ben. You just like live life on the edge. On the edge. Contempt on the Crasis would be super annoying here because that would actually get them out of this. I should have thought about that. Should have played the Incubation Druid. For some reason I was holding up the Memorials of Folly. Yeah, they were done. They were completely done there. Oh yeah, I remember that. That's such a weird card. Like, really interesting, and obviously possibly to be broken. Conflict, yes, of course. We'll have a game. That works. I don't know if I've still got your. No, I do. Sweet. And I'm assuming best of 3. Ugh. Best of 1 and coin flip. Let's Let's put Sultai up against it. So there, yeah, for those of you who don't know, everyone who's subbed, I will play a match against once per stream. A best of 3 match or 3 best of 1s if that's what you're into. Just another way of me saying thank you to my subs. If you want to test yourself against the goldfish, you can feel free to pop me a message in chat and I'll accept the challenge. I reserve the right to not do that if I'm in the middle of grinding for like top 1000 at the end of the month and need as much time as I can lay my hands on. The card giving it indestructible on turn 4. Oh, the put a +1/+1 counter on it. We use it, Simeon. We use it in tokens. What's that card called? This is a mulligan. Oh, come on, mulligan. Keep. That's a decent hand. We'll keep that. Ow. Jeez. Yeah, the mass pump effect that puts +1/+1 counters on things. I think we're going to top that. I think that's going to be fine. Unbreakable formation. Yeah, like assassin into unbreakable formation, attack, kill 2 things, still have a 2/2 death toucher. That seems real strong to me. Yep. It's going to be bad. We know what we're doing here. This is, we are the control deck. That's all there is to it. Give creature indestructible and scry 1. Ooh, I can't remember that one. I believe you, I just can't remember it. It's been a while since I've played, like, any decent limited. Tacky? We're probably just contempting this steel leaf here, but should I have kept that 7? It was 5 lands, Jadelight Ranger, Carnage Tyrant. No, I was like, the fact that the 6 was bad should not inform that I should have kept the 7. Okay. There's Branch Walker. Carnage Tyrants do seem like a really good way to fight against this deck, but we've got 1 in hand and we need more lands to cast it as it is. I think we graveyard that, actually. I will trade this Merfolk Branchwalker with either of your creatures. My coach has been telling me I need to attack more, so... Well, I need to learn when I can attack more. What one's that? What does it do again? When it becomes the target of a spell, sacrifice it. Can't be blocked except by spirits. And then it gives that ability to, pardon me, another creature if blah blah blah. Oh, we racing now. I'm gonna cheat just a little bit and look up what this deck has got in it. Yeah, I figured Golter. Okay, so the biggest, like, you best look out for this is the Frilled Mystic. Yeah, okay. Yep, there's the Golter. Kind of expected that. That's a really good draw right there. Your creatures, you will not need them. Sorry, I don't know what on earth that was about. At the moment, Conflict's like, what the heck does this attack mean? Yeah. And that can go away, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll take trading off my Carnage Tyrant for those creatures. That's fine. There's the Lizard Wizard. Bye-bye, Lizard Wizard. To be fair, opponent doesn't have the second blue source at the moment, which is a little annoying for them, I'm sure. This is not a lethal attack. Yeah, I thought you might start blocking. Okay, interesting, interesting. What else have we got in this deck? There's no spells, because obviously there's Nullhide Ferox. Titanic Brawl in the sideboard. So what's he bringing in against me? Probably, I mean, Thrash Threat seems reasonable to bring in. Of course, it's only Thrash, so maybe I'm wrong. There's no actual red sources in this deck. Vivian Reed seems real good against us. Yeah, okay. I think we're treating this basically like a creature deck. Most of their stuff, barring Frilled Mystics, Nullhide Feroxes, and obviously Golter, is 3 or below. So I think we can put some Ritual of Soots in. Eldritch Reborn seems decent. Thrashy Bee's just not actually big enough. Oh, I need to take some stuff out. Carnage Tyrant seems medium. Wildgrowth Walker seems pretty good, but maybe not as brilliant as I would hope. Oh, come on. No, not that card. Ah. I think I took a Vivian Reed out at the end. I spent too long looking at the deck list trying to work out what I should be taking out. I hope it all works out. I think Wildgrowth Walker's actually pretty decent. I think they can't kill it very easily. Yeah, okay. We'll adjust our. I expect to lose this one, so we'll adjust our sideboard again after game 2 here. Please be a keepable 7 this time. I mean, we did fine with the 5. That's a brilliant 7. Sometimes I love this deck. Yeah, all right. Tapped, please. Thank you. An opponent not starting on Lanarels means that the scariest of their draws is not actually happening. Yeah, I think we just take the 2 and play the Branch Walker. Yeah, they have up to like 4 fight cards post board. But oftentimes their creatures, apart from Golter, just aren't big enough. So that's interesting. Okay. Nullhide Ferox. That seems really good against me. Yeah. I think I would have kept that on top as well. Going to take a lot of pain off our mana base this game. No attacks. We're going to be looking to double block here with these branch walkers. Yep. Just like that. Okay, that's a pretty good hit. I think we're gonna pay for this thing. And then Assassin's Trophy it. You can have a land, dear friend. Yep, Vivian Reed seems decent. Glad we picked up that Contempt. Okay, they managed to find a Llanowar Elves. Naming Elf. Yeah, I mean, obviously with Still Leaf Champion in the deck, you do kind of name Elf a fair amount, I would imagine. Right, well, we're going to Contempt the Reed. And then be a little bit sad that we can't play Jadelot Rangers this turn. Ow. Yeah, my thighs are still killing me. Ah, dang it. Okay. Okay. I think we're running out both Jadelites this turn. Because what I want to do is be able to go Hostage Taker, steal that, play it. No box. Oh, change of plan. Hey, could we maybe tap correctly there? Thank you. Thank you very much. They can't fight here because they'd have to turn off their Nullhide Ferox. You're not particularly good. Graveyard. Graveyard. We're actually going to throw both the Wild Growth and the Jadelight into a block on the Ferox. Forces them to have... Oh, no. Unless they just give it unblockable. Which would actually be fine for me. If we could hit a land here, that'd be perfect. Yeah, because if we could hit a land... Oh, no. If we could hit a land, we'd still have to activate then turn off the Nullhide Ferox, wouldn't we? I was like, if we could hit a land, we could hostage take the Nullhide Ferox. No, we couldn't. I'm imagining no... Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay. Yeah, and then kill the Wild Growth Walker. Makes sense. Makes sense. Oh, dang it. If we'd kept that Wild Growth Walker, we probably could have made it big enough to fight the Golter. No. I was like, you know what? Actually, I think we're going to just play out both these J-Lot Rangers. It just means that they've not got a turn where they can find a fight spell and do it on our hostage taker. And they can only actually hit us for like 15. And then have to activate the deckhand to get the Llanowar Elf through anyway. Yeah, okay. Tilt would have been nice to have. Ooh. library, Jade Light, library, no attacks. We're going to combat this Golter. Like, opponent can activate to force Golter through, let us trade off with Golter, or let us steal Golter and play it. And they don't have double green for Thrash. That is mine now. In before Mountain Fling die. Yeah. Yeah. We can get him for another one. Ooh. Yeah. Well, there was a deck that I actually played a PPTQ. I didn't have to fight it, thankfully, because I think I would have been like, what on earth is going on? That flung torrential Gearhulks at people. Or was it noxious Gearhulks? It flung Gearhulks at people to win the game. But it was also running the, what's he called? The Colossus that had like affinity for artifacts. And so, again, that would be another thing that they would go, pick this up, throw it at you, because it's a 10-10. Oh, man. That, setting up for that, steal the Golter, play the Golter thing was tough. Yeah, but I had to spend like 5 turns setting up for it, Conflict. I'm sitting there going like, can I do this with the Nullhide Ferox? Oh, no, I can't. I have to spend the 2 mana to activate it, and he could find a fight and kill it and get it back, and then I'd be in a worse place. And then you play the Golter, and I'm like, oh god, what am I doing? I best double block this thing. And then drew the 3rd Jadelight Ranger and went, I could have just made my freaking Wild Growth Walker big enough to fight the Golter. Oh, yeah. And that's my problem with, yeah, they were really interesting, actually. Yeah, I definitely suggest going back and watching Conflict when the VOD goes up on YouTube. That's why I'm not a big fan of Golter, at least as like a 4-of, just because it's like, yes, it is your best card. And if you can't play one, then there's multiple cards stuck in your hand. And if you can play one, you're already winning. Works well against cast down. No, you're absolutely right. And obviously, if you're up against a control deck, oftentimes you will just get the opportunity to play it anyway. Like, maybe not just hard mana, but you'll be able to go, here's a creature, and I've given myself enough power. Especially when things like the Steel Leaf champions are actually like, towards Golter, they're 5 mana for 3 mana. You're ramping for 2. So yeah, I can definitely see it. How well does it work against Nexus? Sorry, not Nexus. Well, Nexus / Wilderness Reclamation decks. I'd be really interested in that. Oh, right. How long have we been at this? We've been at this for an hour and a half. Yet to fight them. Seriously, you lucky devil. I wish I could just stop fighting against Wilderness Reclamation decks. No, I don't want practice. I want traditional ranked. Let's play some Magic. Right then. It's win and we're out of Diamond 4. So, back on the road again. It might be a relatively short stream today, I will be honest with you folks. I am shattered. a DIY this morning. Really took it out of me. Good hand. Keep hand. Building a large wooden box for the wife. And I joked that all we needed was some grave dirt and she'd be set. Looking like a control deck. I understand. I'm just going to get this Merfolk Branchwalker down. Obviously, you kind of want to make some use. Yeah, you can say right there. Of the Wild Growth Walker. But at the same time, I don't particularly feel like giving my opponent that out. I also kind of feel like just Assassin's trophying that stupid thing. Yeah, before they're holding up counter spells for it, I think that's probably sensible. Yeah, away you go. Because a lot of these like control-based decks can sort of go, okay, well, I've got a removal spell and I've got a way of finding stuff. And if the way of finding stuff is search, then you're kind of just better off just killing it. I should have obviously done that after I attacked, because they could have then cast down my Branchwalker and completely blanked my turn. Okay. Tethers! Dang it. That was the other problem. I was ramping them. This is one of the very few decks that actually really likes being ramped by Assassin's Trophy. But it's also the deck in the format where Assassin's Trophy is basically the only thing that kills all of what they're doing. Okay. Well, let's play out this Jadelight Ranger. We're looking for land here. Like those. I'm sorry, Conflict. I've jinxed you. I've clearly jinxed you. Oh, that was what I was going to say to you. I was watching a Jim Davis VOD the other day, and he called you out on stream. He answered your question on stream. You asked him like when if Bronze to Mythic was coming back, and he was like, "Yes, it is," which I thought was kind of cool. Okay, well, we're going to take this opportunity to get the Vivian Reed down. I'm not particularly expecting her to do a great deal, and we're actually just going to tick down and kill this Search for Azcanta. Because we've got stuff in hand to do. There's no point ticking up to just put an extra card that isn't going to matter, either isn't going to matter or isn't going to matter beyond what these cards are doing. And I think next turn is actually Wild Growth Walker into Jadelight Ranger. Want to get real greedy with this Hydroid Crisis. Kayad's annoying. Yeah, I'm guessing she's exiling some stuff, gaining some life. I will say this. This is actually something that has been percolating in my mind for the last couple of weeks ish. Planeswalker design is excellent at the moment. Ooh, hello. We kind of want to land here. I mean, Carnage Tyrant's really hard to turn down. I'm going to play this Jadelight Ranger. Okay, it resolved instantly means they possibly don't have the counter spell. They've just got a bunch of removal spells. We're going to graveyard that. That's a perfect pickup there. And then we're just going to trophy this Teferi. Yeah, Planeswalker design is really excellent at the moment. Obviously, the new set has been highlighting it massively. But Kaya and the new Dovin... Well, I say the new... The Dovin Barn in allegiance, it's like they're not just great planeswalkers. They're planeswalkers that have a purpose, go in a deck. And it took us a little while to see what Kaya's purpose was, but now that we found it, it's like, yeah, that seems really good. So we've got 4 cards in exile, so they can't kill us with that yet, which is handy. Let's tick up. Well, okay, we're going to take the other Hydroid Crisis. That seems fine. I think it's just Slam Carnage Tyrant. So you beat them in game 1. That's not easy. Like, obviously for my sort of deck, I've got a ton of dead removal against most of those Wilderness Reclamation decks. So the fact that you can win game 1 because your deck is so proactive is a really good sign. Similarly, I guess, against Control. So I can see that being a really good deck at the moment. No wonder User did so well with it, but apart from being an excellent Magic player. Okay, surprising. I figured that there would be a Wrath coming. Let's see if they've got the Settle the Wreckage. They do not. Again, a little surprising. I'm always surprised when the opponents just don't have it. Let's Hinterland Harbour. And we're going to do this for X is 6. But yeah, so the new Planeswalkers that we're seeing coming out of War of the Spark all seem to have a very similar kind of... Well, they top deck the Kaya's Wrath then. Jade Light, obvious. And I think what we're actually going to do is go for double Wildgrowth Walker into Jade Light Ranger. How on earth did we win that game? How on earth did we win that game? I was like, we are so down and out here. I'm going to start talking about Planeswalkers. Right. We wanted out the Hostage Takers. Out a Vraska's Contempt. At least 2 finalities out. I think Wildgrowth Walkers can also obviously go away. And then I think, yeah, Kroll Harpooner's probably... Yeah, I think... So I think it's Kroll Harpooner over Vraska's Contempt. Because I'd rather be proactive. Like, legitimately, I'd rather be the one just putting a 3-2 on the battlefield than going, okay, well, on turn 4, I've got the ability to kill one of your Planeswalkers or something. Like, the fact that that game revolved around me being able to kill 2 Planeswalkers and 2 not Assassin's Trophies, 2 Search for Scanners was really quite odd. That normally doesn't happen. So yeah, let's get on it like this. But yeah, a bunch of the new Planeswalkers just feel like really good role fillers in decks, not the be all and end all. Like new Liliana, it's like she looks great. Obviously, I think she's really powerful, but in a creatureless control deck, is she really going to be doing as much as you'd like? In an aggro deck, she's 6 mana, so you're never going to be casting her. So that seems really, really rough. So no, I'm really interested in the way that they've been designing these new walkers, and it makes me very happy actually to see Planeswalker design not be the oppressive thing as soon as it hits the battlefield. Again, your cast down is always going to kill it. Library. Just maybe don't give me the information. I mean, when it's Assassin's Trophy, that's a far bigger deal. Here's a Jade Light. You got another removal spell for it? It looks like they do. And again, they're going to fire it off in response to the trigger. You know what? That's just another thing to put on the battlefield. And I'm just going to keep putting things on the battlefield. Opponent missed a land drop. Oh, that's interesting. Kind of don't want to Assassin's Trophy this now, but, you know, it'll help them find land drops. So, at the same time, that's totally what I'm going to do. Nice. That can go away. So I haven't really ramped them. I've fixed a problem that they had. Guessing an island? Yeah. Yep, they've definitely got the counterspell here. Alright, well there's the chemisters as well. I mean, that pause could have totally just been the chemisters. I'm still not risking my Vivian Reed on that. Dece. Let's punch them for free and see what they do about it. Okay. We could stop drawing lands now. That'd be kind of great. Okay. Wow, binning the absorb. Absorb, rather. Not adsorb, sorry. Dick. Yeah, and obviously they've got the backup counterspell for the Vivian Reed. Obvious what's going on here. Till I should have just played it last turn. I was like, no, you know what? We've got another Merfolk branch walker. We'll just keep playing to the field. The chances of them missing their land drop next turn is pretty slim, but it still exists. So I think what I'm actually going to do here is just go Llanowar Elves and just like try and force them to Wrath, at which point we then get to just resolve Vivian Reed and get her going. Of course, if they have a Contempt, which they 7 cards in hand probably do. Yeah, okay. Now they get to Wrath and hold up the counterspell. Ooh, Thief. Oh, interesting. So I could find Finality, Jadelight, and Hydroid and then play the Hydroid. And if they counter the Find, then we get to cast the Vivian Reed. Yeah, this feels pretty good. Krasis, Jadelight. We had to cast the Krasis as X is 5. Unless they've got like double negate in hand, in which case, sure, whatever. Right, this is an X is 5 Hydroid Krasis. It's not perfect, but yep, there's the absorb. Yeah, sorry I keep saying adsorb. It's scientific term for what happens to water on graphene. I don't know why it's popped into my head. It's been like 5 years since I did that research. Yes. You do your thing. And this is why there are Dick. That was our duress as well. This is why there are Kroll Harpooners in my deck now. The reason I sideboarded them in. This nonsense right here. And they know I've got no way of beating this Teferi. I mean, other than attacking it. So I could put them to 3. And they'd have to have a cast down in hand right now. I mean, that's decent. And obviously we drew a Hydro Crisis. 1, 2, and then 6. So this is an X is 6 Hydro Crisis. Oh, come on. Why did we not leave the green up exactly? Jeez. Yeah, that's a tilt. But we did just draw 3 cards off of it, so can't moan too much, you know. I love it. They keep getting, like, spell 2 lands. Alright, that's not my Eldest Reborn. And a Lana Elf can go away. How much mana do I have? Exactly the right amount. Perfect. Right then, we are dead to a counter spell. And obviously they get to go and look for our other negate. Wow, again. Oh, got 'em. Love it. Love it. Diamond 3. Okay. It only took us, what, 2 hours to get here? Wow, okay. This fight is hard. I have definitely got all 4 of those. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, my eyes are starting to go a little bit out of focus here, so we're probably, unfortunately, going to have to call it there. So, yeah, obviously, if you've enjoyed watching us, I'm going to say thank you very much for joining us. If you hit that follow button, it helps out a ton. Thank you, Stanley, for following. Much appreciated. And if you're watching on YouTube, obviously hit the subscribe button instead. For those of you who are just joining us, check down below. The link to our YouTube is down below. This will unfortunately be the last Sunday stream we do for a couple of weeks. I've got a holiday. I'm then speaking at a science fiction convention about card games, amazingly enough. So if you're at the Easter convention in Heathrow, just outside of London, do come and say hi. And then obviously the Sunday after that is GP London, so I'm going to be doing that instead, which is, you know, I'm actually mostly going to be working that weekend, looking to get some interviews from some people. But again, thank you all very much for joining us, folks. I'm going to see if there's anyone around that we could maybe host. It doesn't look so much like it. Yeah, no. There's no one around that I actually know, and so would be happy sending you folks to. So thank you very much for joining us, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one, folks.